stacking engagements. Guys, stacking engagements is when you help your audience not engage with you once and peace out, never see you again. They engage with you again and again and again. They engage with you by giving you likes, that's when they like a post, by leaving comments, by sharing your content, and more. Remember, we are here to get our audience to engage with us, and we want the right audience, and we want the right engagements. We don't want to spend all day trying to pitch people that aren't there as our perfect people. So we want relevant comments, relevant likes from the perfect people who are our perfect audience. And I know you're thinking, if I just put my content out there, if I get people to test my product, I'm gonna grow my business. Kind of like this lady here with her hot dogs. Guys, I want you to know it's not just enough to get your product out in front of people's eyeballs. You need to get the right people to engage with you. Not everyone that's walking by her at the grocery store is her perfect customer. My family, we were vegetarians for a while. As we were vegetarians, this wasn't gonna be for us, right? She needed to target just the people who were her perfect buyers of those hot dogs. For you, you don't want likes and engagements from everyone. You wanna stack the engagements so you get multiple engagements from the perfect person. And you definitely don't wanna be the guy on the side of the road having honks and waves from the people walking by. And at the same time, guys, he's not selling the product, right? He's getting engagements, but they're not engagements that are going to convert. So for you, I want you to make sure we go back to that awareness section and we go back and we make sure we're targeting the right people so that we can have relevant engagements as we continue to grow. Okay, and so that is what we're talking about in this stage. We're talking about how to help your audience, the right audience, go from being aware of you to engaging on your content. And you do that by seeding your content to the right people and training your audience to take action. Just like Roland Frazier did in this post right here. Roland got his audience to engage on this post. He got them to engage because he seeded it with the perfect people on this post. He put this post up because, just so you know, he's one of the partners of Digital Marketer, and he's trying to attract, I'm guessing he's trying to attract people who would want to have Digital Marketer train their agencies and train their companies. So he's trying to get the high-level people to follow him. What is he doing to do that? He's tagging similar pages to his audience. Not to him, but to where his audience is. So in this post, he's tagging a fancy hotel in Paris because who tends to travel to that hotel? Business people of a certain caliber. So he's trying to put his content in front of those people and in a way that they engage with that post. And that's what he did. By tagging the relevant pages, he's helping his audience look and feel more swanky as his swanky hotels. That's not just him though, Mobile's done this. Mobile's gotten engagements from their perfect people as they've gotten people to engage on their content again and again and again. So Roland, he used a tactic that we call coattail posts, where you post a piece of content on your Facebook page, and when you post it, you tag someone who would find it relevant. And you're tagging the person that's actually semi-featured in it. So in this one, he's literally tagging the hotel where they stayed. So it makes sense that he's tagging that audience. Here, this is Mobile. They aren't able to tag on this one because they might be able to tag like the town where this was taken, but instead of tagging, they're using a tactic of a game to get people to engage. So they played a game of I Spy. You can do this with your own content. You can have where your content tags a relevant, highly active audience, because remember we showed you how to find them in the awareness stage, or you can play a game with your audience. A game of I Spy, a game of guessing game, a game like Never Have I Ever, or Collect All the Points. There's a lot of different tactics that we can use to post content that's going to stack our readers' engagements. So in the last post, one from Roland, we talked about how he got tags, right? And how he got comments with shares. In this one, you're getting people to comment a lot, and even to upload photos of screenshots of where they found something inside of this game. This is a game, it's not we don't have it animated, but this is a game right now where mobile has a 360 and they're playing a game of I Spy while they're driving in their vehicle with their audience. Their audience in this one are people who live in a certain town in New Zealand, and they got them to engage on that post in a big way, and it was super, super fun. Another type of post that helps you stack engagements are watch parties. Watch parties are awesome because you get that content from your page, you share it into your group as if it's a live, and while it's live and while it's rolling as a party, not as a live, but while the party is running, you are on there and you're commenting back and forth with your audience. This is another big way to get tons of engagement from your people on your page content. But this only works if the content that they're engaging with fits your brand and fits who your people say that they are. What do I mean by that? Here's two different posts. Both of them are former students of mine who may have struggled a little bit in adapting the content lessons that we've taught. One of them, this is not the student's name, it's a photo that he put up on his page, and he was selling men's supplements. His supplements were geared to people over the age of 50. I want you to ask yourself whenever you're posting, does my content make my reader look good? Does it make them feel good? Does it make them have a good life? Going back here, guys, to Roland's content, it makes people who are high-end business owners look and feel good because I went to that hotel. I'm going to engage on that because, one, I'm going to say hi to your wife because you're saying something nice, and I'm going to engage on the piece of content, guys, and then I'm going to tag the hotel because I was there. I'm engaging with this piece. In this post here, we're engaging with it because it's fun to talk about driving a car, right? In this post, we're having a discussion with the actual person who's on the video in real time. This one, if we're selling supplements, it's a little harder for us to connect to that because it's almost making fun of the person who wants to improve their lives. So that's usually not a way that you're going to get people to buy a supplement because it doesn't make your reader look good to their friends and family if they're saying they're eating a lot of fries, right? It doesn't make them feel good as they're trying to improve their health. It doesn't make them help other people have a better life by sharing this. So this may get a lot of engagement, but it's not going to be the engagement of people who are going to purchase your health supplement products. And here on the right, this one's a really good example of how not to get content to get awareness or even engagement. And this one is somebody who says, give your troubled times some e-mentoring and he's never going to ruin your family's reputation. Guys, no one's going to comment on that. No one's going to share that because it doesn't make them look good, it doesn't make them feel good, and it doesn't make them make lives better. Could you imagine if somebody tagged their friend or their family member in this post? How would that make them feel? Not very well. So I want you to think of your reader when you're crafting your content. How could my reader most engage on this post? Does my content make my reader look good? Does it make them feel good? Does it make them have a good life? And I want to make that content, I want to put that content out in all of those places. I want to put it up on my personal profile. These tactics of how to use coattail posts and how to do 360 I Spies or play guessing games with our audience, they work on profiles, they work on pages, that content works well in groups, it works well on Messenger, and it drives traffic to our pages. And that's where we're going. We're going from helping people be aware to engaging with us. Now, what kind of engagements do we want to collect on our page? We want to collect a lot of different types of engagements. We don't want to collect just one. That's why I call it engagement stacking. You don't want people to just click and stop. You want people to click and stop and leave a comment, and preferably a long comment, and even better, a comment that follows up where they tag somebody. And if that person that they tagged replies back to them, and then they save or they share that content. And next thing you know, they're sending it to somebody over Messenger or in a private interaction. We don't want one type of engagement. We want them all. We want to collect and stack them together. So when you're stacking your engagements, you're going to use 4 different types of content that you're going to stack together and to kind of game the system to get different types of engagements. So those 4 different types of content are photos, videos, conversation starters, and links. That's the 4 general types of posts. And each of those tend to have a different type of interaction. If you ask a conversation starter, you're going to be more likely to get a long comment than if you just put up a photo that's a quote, right? So in the same way, we need photos that are quotes because they're shareable and they're savable. People tend to save them more than they do other pieces of content. But we don't just want saves, we also want those long comments. So if we put up a photo with a post, we want to follow it up with a video where people stop and they stay a while, and then follow it up with a conversation starter where people ask questions to us and we ask questions to our audience and we have that human-to-human interaction, right? We want to mix up the types of posts that we have so we mix up the type of engagements that we bring to our page. So what tools do we use to make sure we're getting content that brings and stacks engagements? These are the 3 primary tools that I tend to use over and over and over again. 1, I use my post level insights because I want to see what types of engagements I got so I can make sure my next post has a different type of engagement. Especially as I'm beginning, until I get used to the content and I know, oh, this post is going to get a lot of comments, this post is going to get a lot of shares. Until I have like a feel for that content, I want to spend a lot of time inside of my post level insights, snooping out my audience as they're engaging on my content to see how that content does. Next up, I want to see video insights. And my 3rd one is post deck and a couple of tools that help me create the content faster with less time, less effort, so I can get back to building my business. Okay, so the first place that we're gonna wanna go is our Creator Studio so we can see the post level insights. Inside of Creator Studio, you literally just click on the video. And then when you open the video, it tells you who's engaged on it. It tells you what their interactions were. It tells you who those people are, and it tells you how much time they've engaged. It'll tell you if they stayed around for a little while. It'll tell you if they bolted right away. It'll tell you if your video is doing better than other videos. Remember, I just love to see that something's in the green. And then if it's in the red, I avoid those and I do less of that. And then as I continue to grow, my reds become fewer and my greens become more. And then I want to have bigger and bigger green posts. So Facebook helps you with that because they tell you if a post is doing well at a glance with that little green versus red percentage. So you can also go into your page and you can see an overview of your page's engagement. What types of engagement are you currently getting the most of? You're going to want to make sure that you work on getting another type of engagement with your next piece of content. Okay, so what tools do I use to make content that's engaging and crank it out fast? I love using Post Deck, which is a tool my team created because we wanted to have a way that we could create content faster and easier with less effort. So we created Post Deck, which literally tells us post ideas on an instant. Most of them you can just copy and paste into your own pages. Post Deck, we use StreamYard, which allows us to do Facebook Lives. But as we do the Facebook Lives, we can download them in HD and then chop them up later, which means we have lots of content from one video, as well as Canva. Canva allows us to crank out graphics really quickly using templates. So if we can run dozens of pages, literally dozens of pages, using these 3 main tools, you can as well. And remember, these content aren't just these engagements, the stacking of engagements. You don't just want them on your page. You want to have those stacks from people. You want to have those people engaging in a group with your content. You want to have that content shared over Messenger. You want all of those interactions, all of those stacks in all of the places, whichever one you're growing at this time. And it brings about amazing results for your business. Guys, this was my business. I told you earlier about how I was able to build an audience of 8,500 people to see my product, to see my tripwire. Those people, they engaged on my content 1 122,000 times in 10 days. They were super excited. This happened because we were able to stack engagements. I created content in such a way that it got them to give it micro likes, and then I got them to give long comments, and then I got them to leave a tag, and then share, and then stop on a video and watch it. We made sure we were stacking our engagements in this group. It works on pages, it works on profiles, it works on groups. What are those engagements that you need again, that stack? You want to have people stop their page and look at you. You need to have something that grabs their attention so they stop and look. That's the first step from awareness to the next stages of the cycle, right? Customer value journey. After they are aware of you, they stopped, then you want them to take a micro reaction, a like, a heart, a smile. We don't want them to stop and scroll and just leave. We want them to stop, scroll, like, and then leave a fast comment. And then save the post, and then share the post, and then think back to a friend or someone else that they know would benefit from this. Leave a long comment, 3-liners is what I call them when they leave 3 lines of text, with a tag, and then sharing over Messenger. Guys, remember, conversations convert. When you talk with your customers, they become your customers and they become your lifelong fans. I want that for you. I want you to get to that stage where your customers are advocating for your business and promoting you. See you soon.